I remember the first time I saw magic. It was Easter Sunday, 1978. I was 7 years old. The magician wasn't Jesus, though. It was my second cousin, my grandfather's sister's kid. He was probably 22 years old at the time, which seemed like an old man to me back then. We had just finished the Easter egg hunt. I had grass stains on the knees of my pink and green plaid pants that my grandmother had just bought me, and mud on the elbows of my powder blue sweater. Regardless of the frilly outfit, I was still a pretty savage Easter egg hunter, and I had all the spoils of victory overflowing in my basket to prove it. My second cousin was laying sprawled out on my couch, obviously too old and too cool to have participated in the egg hunt. He was eyeing my bounty and asked, "Hey, what did you get there, kiddo?" The next bright yellow plastic egg that I cracked revealed a quarter inside. "A quarter!" I exclaimed excitedly. He said, "Oh yeah? Bring it over here. Let me see," he said. I hesitantly walked over to him and put the quarter into his hand. He took the quarter from the palm of his hand and put it into the fist of his other hand. And then he told me to blow on his fist. Weird, I thought, but I did. And then he opened his fist and my quarter was gone. I mean, poof, gone. My second cousin, I was pretty sure, had just performed a miracle. And then it occurred to me, "Hey," I said, "where's my quarter?" As if what had just happened was no big deal, he replied lazily, "I don't know, it's magic," he said. Then he said, "Oh, I know where you can get a quarter," and he reached up and tugged on my ear and a quarter came out. There it was, right in his hand, a quarter. He handed it to me and said, Whenever you want a quarter, you just need to tug on your ear." I sheepishly walked back to my basket, baffled and bewildered, but now ecstatic. I just discovered that I had an instant money machine. I could tug on my ear anytime and get quarters to come out. Just think of all the whatchamacallit candy bars and bubble yum I could buy. So when I could tell that nobody was watching, I started yanking on my ear. Nothing. So I yanked some more. Nothing. I kept yanking. Nothing. I yanked harder. Nothing. I walked back up to him and said, probably too loud because now others in the room looked over, "It's not working. I keep yanking on my ear, but it's not working." "Huh," he said, and then he reached up to my ear and he yanked it, and a quarter fell out. He said, "I guess you just don't have the magic touch," and he put the quarter in his pocket. The few people standing by who had seen this scene were now laughing, but I didn't find it funny at all. In fact, I was quite disturbed by it. I didn't have the magic touch. I lacked something. That was pretty disturbing to hear as a 7-year-old. It wasn't until 5 years later, now age 12, when I was in the bedroom of a neighborhood kid when I saw this comic book-like magazine called The Magic Magazine. I started flipping through it, and there it was, spelled out, step for step, the magically disappearing quarter trick. 6 easy steps, something anybody could do. It wasn't magic at all. That day, sitting in my neighbor's dank room with the light streaming in the window in a way where you can see all the airborne skin flakes and dust floating in the air, I realized then there was no such thing as magic. No matter how magical something seemed, there was always a practical formula to it. It only seems like magic to the people who don't know the formula. And the most exciting part was, once I learned the formula, I could be a magician. I could perform what others would see as magic. No matter your age, background, upbringing, education, hair color, or talent, you can be a magician in the eyes of others, even in the eyes of the marketplace, and in the eyes of your customers or competitors. This magic act prepared me for my career, interviewing and investigating the success formula behind the most admired and envied titans, icons, athletes, entertainers, and captains of industry. I was never starry-eyed. I never saw them as special or what you would call magical. Why? Because I knew there was a practical formula behind their magic act, and it was my job to find it and to decipher that formula. That is what I have done now for 25 plus years. Because I held prominent media positions, I was given unique and unprecedented access to interview the best in the world. I have collected, synthesized, and distilled those formulas into learning frameworks that now makes them accessible, practical, and usable by anyone wanting success results so extraordinary and so fast that it seems almost like magic. For those of you who own a business, or want to start a business, or are a leader within a business responsible for its growth, I'm holding an exclusive business masterclass. I've held these business masterclasses for over 10 years now. More than 30 classes and over 2,000 CEOs and business leaders have seen exponential growth in their business once they got their hand on these magic formulas. That's where I pass them on to them, and their results are staggering, seemingly almost like magic.